Welcome, and thank you for joining this Team Maverick orientation presentation. Team Maverick is an intentional student employment program for students employed at UNO. Currently, the program includes all student positions within the Division of Student Success. Team Maverick provides students with support during their employment search and transition into their new roles. This orientation was designed to assist all new employees within the Division of Student Success. Throughout this orientation, we will cover many topics. These will include the keys to quality customer service, an overview of the personnel, mission, vision, and values of the Division of Student Success, the variety of resources available to students on campus, information about UNO, the Student Code of Conduct, and what you can expect from job performance average evaluations during your time as an RA. The responsibilities of resident assistants within Housing and Residence Life are all about serving other people, serving our residents. Let's talk about some keys to quality service. The first key to excellent customer service is safety. In housing, our main goal is to ensure that our residents feel safe while living on campus. This is why we conduct rounds of the property each night and why there is always someone on call after hours. Another key is care. Next to safety, we want to ensure we provide care to our residents on campus. This is why we ask you to complete resident logs and check in frequently with your residents. In many ways, you provide care through friendship and mentorship to your residents as well. The third key is courtesy. This includes projecting a positive image and energy, being approachable, making eye contact, and sometimes being assertively friendly with your residents. Fourth, knowledge. You should be able to identify resources on campus in order to support residents and be knowledgeable about the components of your role. If you have questions, ask for help. It's more important to have the right answer, even if that means asking questions more than once. Finally, presentation. Ensure that your work area is show ready at all times and is well maintained. This includes your apartment, since it may be a space that you use for connecting with residents. This also includes dressing in a way that conveys credibility, such as wearing your housing polo and name tag when appropriate. As staff members, we all represent the university and the Division of Student Success. Team Maverick employees should strive to provide quality guest services. Our guests are our residents. Whether you are responding to an incident, working at the desk, or giving a tour of our model rooms here on campus, you should work to ensure that the resident or guest with whom you are working has a positive experience in that interaction. Give each resident or guest your attention. This includes making eye contact, welcoming them with a smile, and displaying appropriate body language to convey a willingness to help. You should greet and welcome each resident when you interact with them. This is particularly true when working the desk. Seek out interactions with residents in housing. Our residents and guests should know that our staff is here to help. You should always work to provide residents with answers or services in a prompt and timely manner. And finally, show your appreciation to our residents and guests by thanking them when appropriate. Much of what we do in Housing and Residence Life is supported by our campus partners in the Division of Student Success. Here are some individuals within the division that you may interact with or hear us talk about. Dr. Dan Shipp is our Vice Chancellor. He has responsibilities for the direction of the entire Division of Student Success. Kathy Pettit reports to Dr. Shipp. Kathy serves as the Assistant Vice Chancellor and Dean of Students. We work with Kathy frequently as Trent reports directly to her. She is a great person to know and really wants to get to know you as RAs. You will meet her during training, and be sure to introduce yourself to her when you see her. Mary Kate Hoffman is a counselor within CAPS on campus. Mary Kate is heavily involved in RA training and also serves as our go-to counselor for residents of concern. You will see and hear from her a lot during training. You're welcomed and encouraged to use Mary Kate as a resource for programming, as well as for individual support. Her office is in H&K. Tarika Burton serves as the Director in Multicultural Affairs. Tarika helps our department ensure that all residents have a positive experience where they feel included and respected. Tarika helps with RA training and also is a great resource for you for programming and support. Tarika's office is in the Milo Bale Student Center. Jesse Hitchens serves as the Senior Director of the Office of Student Life. In this role, Jesse oversees the functional areas of student involvement programming, service and volunteer programming, spirit and tradition, the Milo Bale Student Center, and the Gender, Sexuality, and Resource Center. Nicole Natz works in the Gender, Sexuality, Resource Center as a victim and survivor advocate. You will meet Jesse and Nicole in RA training and learn more about their roles on campus. They are both trained advocates and serve the needs of victims and survivors of sexual assault, dating and domestic violence, and stalking. These services are free and are confidential for all members of the UNO community. Lindsay and Deanna work in residence life on Scott campus. As we've already discussed, Dodge Housing is managed by UNO and Scott Housing is managed by Scott Residential Management. Lindsay and Deanna serve in roles similar to our residence life professional staff on Dodge campus. You may interact with them or hear us talk about them throughout training and beyond. Morgan and Dustin work within the Office of Student Life. Morgan serves as the coordinator for UNO's spirit and tradition events, like Durango Days, Distress Fest, Homecoming, as well as trips to cheer on Maverick athletics. Dustin is the go-to point person in the Office of Student Involvement. If you have questions or want to refer residents to get involved, Dustin is a great resource. The individuals listed here will become familiar faces for those of you who are responsible for living learning or themed communities within housing. If you are the RA for one of these communities, please take note of these folks. Specifically, take note of the person responsible for the community you serve. You will meet with them regularly throughout the year. We've already taken time in our online training to expose you to the mission and vision of housing and residence life. Now, on a larger scale, so you can see the bigger picture, we'd like to share with you the mission, vision, and values of the Division of Student Success. Remember, housing and residence life is only a part of this division. The mission of the Division of Student Success is to foster student success by providing exceptional service, support, and learning opportunities for our students on campus. The mission serves as a roadmap to accomplish the vision within the Division of Student Success. That vision is to ensure that each student graduates from UNO with skills and competencies necessary to live a healthy life and affect positive change in their community. The values of the Division of Student Success are what help the division manifest and realize its mission. These include collaboration, helping students, faculty, and staff reach their full potential, being concerned with the well-being of everyone on campus, encouraging and appreciating respect for differences, providing students and staff with real, tangible world experiences, viewing leadership as a collaborative process, not necessarily a position, modeling ethical decision-making, celebrating our community accomplishments, and generally being kind, competent, and fun to be around. As you get to know and develop relationships with your residents, you will probably find that you will be referring residents and students to different resources on campus. The next slides cover the various resources to which you may refer residents. The Epley Administration Building on campus houses many offices and services. Let's focus on two that you may use most frequently as an RA. First, public safety. Housing partners frequently with public safety to ensure our residents are safe and cared for. As you know, public safety is on campus 24/7, 365, just like we are. This means we frequently rely on them as partners in our work to support our residents. Be sure you have their phone number programmed into your phone. That's 402-554-2911 for emergencies and 402-554-2648 for dispatch or non-emergencies. You may also find use in partnering with ACDC for programming that you intend to do as a part of your role as an RA. You may also find yourself referring students or yourself to ACDC for help with resumes, job opportunities, or academic advising. The Milo Bale Student Center has so many resources that you may use as an RA to refer other residents to. Perhaps one of the more frequently used by RAs is the Student Involvement Office. Share with your residents the power of getting involved on campus, and be sure to point them to student involvement and multicultural affairs. Take time to explore the services these other resources provide on your own. As you may already know from your own experience, the library is a great resource for all students on campus. You may find yourself referring residents to the library for a variety of things. There is a lot that the library offers that you maybe didn't know, so check it out. For example, they have zoo passes that can be checked out, and a huge assortment of movies and board games for checkout as well. These could come in very handy for programs and events. Also, there's a movie theater there. Be sure to explore the library for other opportunities that you may want to use as an RA to expose your residents to the fun and resources it can provide. The Wellness Center in H&K houses many offices and resources that will be important to you not only as an individual student but in your role as an RA. For example, Campus Recreation is responsible for all the programming in the Wellness Center, from exercise classes offered to maintenance of the equipment, as well as organizing all the outdoor Venture Center events. Campus Rec may be a great partner for your programming efforts for your building. Counseling and Psychological Services, which we abbreviate as CAPS, provides individualized therapy for students on campus. All of us need to tend to our physical and mental health. CAPS can assist us with this. As an RA, you will likely refer residents to CAPS, so take time to explore what they offer on your own. Nebraska Medicine provides a health clinic on campus for students within H&K. This is again something you likely will refer residents to if they're feeling under the weather or need to see a doctor or a nurse. It's convenient since it's right on campus. The next section of this orientation will take a look at a bit of UNO history, particularly the mascot and our logo, the University O. UNO has been the Mavericks since 1971. It was in that year that the university decided to change their existing mascot from something culturally problematic to something new. The students voted, and the final tally produced Mavericks as the mascot for the future. The university's iconic O logo carries many meanings. The black band forms the letter U for university. The red band is always on top and represents an N for the state of Nebraska. Together, the black and red bands make an O for Omaha. Overall, the logo represents hard work, confidence, optimism, and forward movement of UNO. All students at the university are responsible for upholding the University Code of Conduct. As a student employee, you are bound by federal, state, and local laws, as well as the Student Code of Conduct. We'll discuss the Code of Conduct more later in this training, and it will be important for you to be familiar with the code, both for yourself and for your residents. Your role as a resident assistant is a student leadership opportunity, but it's also a job. As with most jobs, your performance in this position is formally evaluated at regular intervals. The paperwork associated with your job evaluation is called a Job Performance Average, or JPA. The JPA is your official employment evaluation. JPAs are conducted twice a year, typically near the end of the fall and spring semesters. To complete the JPA process, RAs will first complete a self-evaluation which will include an RA goal-setting activity. The Residence Life Coordinator will then complete a JPA evaluation for each RA. This evaluation will be informed by feedback from residents and fellow RA staff members about each RA. Your RLC will meet individually with you to discuss this overall feedback. In each section of the JPA, there are job performance competencies based on the Team Maverick Keys to Quality Success. The competencies have been made in relation to the resident assistant job description and are on a 0 to 4-point scale. JPAs impact your employment status and can influence whether you're asked to return to serve as an RA in subsequent years. A JPA of 2.0 must be maintained at all times to continue to work in housing and residence life. For more information on the employment disciplinary process within our department, please see the RA manual. We hope this information has been helpful to you as a starting point as you begin your role as a resident assistant within the Division of Student Success at UNO. Should you have any questions about this information, don't worry. We will cover it a lot more in depth during training and throughout the year. But please also feel free to reach out to your supervisor for more immediate questions or things that you would like to get more clarity on. Again, welcome to the team, congratulations, good luck, and go Mavericks.